A battle for cash that ends with the players from Fnatic Academy taking control. They now go over to our second map, which is going to be Train, and some weaknesses start to pop up for them and hopes for possibly QWERTY to bounce back in and take this to a third map. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the DreamHack Astro Open live from Leipzig, Germany, where we have our first elimination match well on its way through as we get prepared now to jump into the second map.
Definitely. I'm just going to brush some dirt off my shoulders and watch JC Watkins and the boys take it for a walk in the park, because I think this map 2 is going to go straight to Fnatic Academy. Just coming in with a bit of a prediction there, because this is Train and they're good on Train, and with JC Watkins and the AWP, it can't be nothing else than a feast. Yeah,
absolutely. And again, I brought this up before too, but especially when we look at the fact that you know, these guys have been together for a lot longer. They have this map is very rough for teams that are just getting together, like especially like among NA. We see a lot of teams like the very low end of like the pro leagues and stuff like that kind of cycle in and out a lot of the time, and they're never good at Train, because it's always like an afterthought for a lot of these teams. It's one of the last maps they tend to look at, and because of that, there's a very basic T side. I don't imagine why QWERTY would be any different from that, considering how newly formed they are and some of the stuff that we heard talking to the players like before the tournament started.
Yeah, definitely. But also take into account that QWERTY has not been able to practice a lot of maps, and I think Train is actually one of the harder maps that they have actually practiced. They haven't practiced Nuke, I think, but Train is actually one of these harder tactical maps that they have practiced. After I talked about Lucadian from the Rogue guys, of course, I've been practicing these guys, so we might still see something, and that taken into account, and Michael Orb still a big factor. I still think, though, that Fnatic Academy will have what it takes to grab this one home in a 2-0, but nonetheless, we are expecting Peter and the guys to give them a good fight for their money.
Well, it is time to jump into it now. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Train, for those of you just joining us. The tournament lives are on the line for the players from QWERTY, and for Fnatic Academy, a spot in the lower bracket finals of their group awaits. Let's get directly into it. QWERTY will start off on the T side, and Fnatic Academy jump onto the CT side.
So here we go. USPS is on the CT side, Glocks, and 1 P250 on the T side. 2 smokes and 2 flashbangs on the QWERTY side on Peter and Anna, so they're going to be the ones focusing their utility on getting somewhere, and it looks like it's going to be an A push, A split basically, and that's already realized by some of the Fnatic players as they're rotating the rotator into the connector. And oh, look at that, that's a really nice job by QWERTY, faking out on that out of onside and then going in it, but look at that, Pleasant shutting them down left, right, and center. 2 guys going down straight to headshots.
Bustin already destroying 2 of them here now, so it's brought it over to 3 for QWERTY, but Karis, they let him get very close, but thankfully for the guys over here on QWERTY, Slap is able to handle it, but there's 2 more on the way, and he's not going to be able to survive that onslaught. JZ Walkings takes him down, and look at this from Pleasant. It's very aggressive. That is managed by Makalele, but JZ Walkings picks up another kill. They're going to throw the smoke over the bomb, and Boten just jumps right on this here. They're trying to tap onto him, but JZ Walkings will play on the ladder a little bit. He gets up close. We do see Makalele grab the kill, but it's of little consequence now, as Boten has defused the bomb, and Fnatic Academy have taken control of the pistol.
That was a really, really quick fake, by the way. Usually when we see pro teams at this level, when they fake out, they spend some time getting on and still leaving one player on the opposite bomb side or doing battle on the opposite bomb side. But they just straight out smoked, made some noise above Pop Dog, and then ran straight into inner bomb side. But luckily for Fnatic Academy, Pleasant the rotator had already caught wind of this and actually were in the perfect position, grabbed the 2 openers, and now QWERTY forced an equal because they did get their bomb down, so they're going to buy AKs in the next coming round.
And Pleasant sits here waiting for it now, just basically expecting QWERTY to rush into this B bomb site. As you can see, he's got that Molotov in hand, already prepared for it. QWERTY, for the most part here, since they did get the plant, they're not really going to bring much into this next round here. Just the P250 upgrades for a couple of them. Makalele, interestingly, brings in the armor, but that's about the most that they're going to bring over here to the table now. As we do see the Fnatic Academy guys, 2 of them actually fully committed to this site. They've sent 1 here to outer, but because of the position from JZ Walkings, I highly doubt it's going to throw them off the B side. And yeah, now they know where the actual play is happening. Unfortunately, though, for Pleasant, well, he did great in the first round. He doesn't connect anything here, and it's Makalele that cleans up shop on the B site, takes down Golden and Pleasant, and now these guys have to try to rotate in, but they can't do that either because they've been cut off by a Molotov.
What an insane round for Makalele and the guys from QWERTY. Hits one in the mid-air, I think, with the USPS, and then goes to the battle against an SMG and wins that battle as well. And now 3 against 5. Wenton is low on HP, but look at it. Like Pete again, another one onto Karis, and this is looking bleak for Fnatic Academy.
Look at this now from Boten, though. He's opened up with 2 more kills against Pete and Outer. They are going to have to, play to the clock here, as they're getting very low on time. But Boten and JZ Walkings just picked up 2 more kills. It's on Wenton now. They can jump on it, but no. Wenton strikes from up top. He's got a smoke supporting him from down below. Wenton, can he find this kill in time? And no, shooting at the complete wrong position. So Fnatic Academy will somehow piece things together. And Boten, with the flick at the last moment, also gets that last player dead.
Okay, so kind of like the same scenario at the end of the scenario as we saw in round number 1, where the bomb is planted. The CT smoke the bomb, jump straight on, and then afterwards, okay, that's the first one for Michael, just to bring that back. And then the second duel, that's actually really nice for Michael, taking those 2 duels and winning both of them. But not enough to QWERTY to grab that round, but now they have the full buy with those 2 frags. Michael can afford AWP, full body armor, and also a smoke.
So, I mean, they've done the damage at the very least here, but they considering the situation that led up to the last couple seconds of that round, they absolutely should have taken it upset 1-1, so it's certainly a disappointment for them to not take that. But in, hindsight at the very least, they do the damage to Fnatic Academy, they bring them down to 1 player, and they get that second plant. So this buy is actually really good, and Slap is going to open up with the first kill. Golden actually holding on the ladder here too, expecting a faster play outside of upper, but that's not going to be the case with the kill that they just got. They're now going to swing over here onto the outer bomb site. Since it's essentially open on the initial contact points here, as they do move in, Jay-Z Watkins is swinging out for the bomb trade, but he can't get anything. Venton takes him down. Botan is able to trade on the Slap at the very least, but he's stuck way over here in the backside. He cannot stop them from taking control. They're going to pursue him. 2 players actually do line up. He gets the one further in the back there, and he looks at the second one on top of the train. Nice adjustment as he takes down Pita. So now it's a 3v2 in the favor of the CTs, but keep in mind, 2 of them are heavily lit, and they're not going to be able to go out into the open as easily anymore. There's Adder finding Pleston, but Golden moves in on the rotate there. He takes down Adder on the trade. Makalele with a crucial miss shot allows Botan to swing out wide to finish the job against him, and they'll have plenty of time for the defuse to pick up a 3rd round.
What a run from Botan as well. Like, he's pressured really tough in that outer bomb site. His teammate dies. JC Watkins on that bomb train, and he still manages to hold it down, get the frags, get into defensive position, get 2, and then play defensively and wait for his teammates to arrive and then retake together with them. And this is it right now. We're looking at just holding that, getting that second, and then just holding the defensive angle, seeing the 3rd one, seeing the bullets, and taking him out as well. What a round from the young Swede.
And so with that, obviously the money's still a little bit unstable, so it's not completely unjustifiable, especially with the buy that QWERTY are able to get here for them to go right back into the next one. So they'll invest. They're still keeping the plans consistent. They're bringing this very close, but they just unfortunately keep whiffing out here on the last couple seconds of the play, which is what allows Fnatic Academy to keep coming back into these and pick up 3 rounds.
So now JC Watkins on his pretty much brand gun, the AWP, and has full utility as well, as a kit and head armor. So he has pretty much everything he needs to make this round a good one for him. On the T side, we do see Michael with all the utility, and the rest of the team just in UMPs or AK-47s, but it doesn't really matter because Karras just takes them out in the duels, which technically they should win, and JC Watkins coming in and helping. Karras just gunning them down left, right, and center, and Peter, the guy with the utility, grabs up the AK and gets a double kill with it, but now he's 1v3. JC Watkins holding defensively, the other guys holding other angles, and Plessin coming in from behind. There's no way he can clutch this.
We'll see what Peter can do here now, and it's not going to be much. JZ Watkins with a quick dip out from the green drain, finds that last kill against him, and finally, I guess we could call that a cleaner round for the guys over there on...
Comparing to the first 4, basically. Yeah. But yeah, there we go. That's going to be the scoreline coming in and getting even bigger for Fnatic Academy, and with them leading as well in map-wise score, then this is looking very good for them. 4-0, and the AWP for JC Watkins still alive. 4 Deagles and 1 CSET 75 for the Terrorist, and let's see if they can get anything out of this, because the last 2 rounds not been looking that good.
Yeah, we can see QWERTY finally being completely broken here too now, so the biggest buys that we have are like Pita with the CZ armor and a utility pickup. Wenton and Adder just going to go for the Deagles, along with armor, and Makalele and Slap will pick up the Deagles, but no armor to be seen behind them. Now, though, they wait as Slap takes up an early position down below at the bottom of the ladder room here. He's managed to get to this spot. We have seen them, however. This is kind of similar to the lineup they did in the last round, but the problem is they still really don't have enough utility, so it's open season essentially for Karras unless they can distract him from the other end of it. He gets 2 similarly to the last round there before going down to Venton, but now the alarm's been sounded. Everybody's just going to rotate in. Unless they can get this bomb planted soon, it's going to be tough to do anything else here, but they're spreading across the site at the very least. They're making the Fnatic players hold. They're causing some hesitance on their own end here, as basically everybody's trying to defend themselves, and what JZ Walking hasn't noticed is the player above him there. They're going to double team him. They take him down, and it gets evened out again into a 3v3, and now there's an op in the hands of Venton, but patience pays off for some of these other Fnatic guys. As Plessin, he's able to take down Pita. He smokes himself off a little bit to buy him some room to push out against the bomb, and this is the crucial thing too, is QWERTY can no longer fall back from this one, but there's Venton with another nice shot against Botan. He takes him down. Pleston waits for that peek there, as Wenton knew that was a possibility, but still, the AK is going to beat out the Deagle in this situation, and now it falls to Makalele. He's just given himself away, so they know where he is playing from. He saw that guy jump down to lower. He was hoping he'd go over towards Z, but it's not the case at all, so he's matched out, and Pleston's going to shut things down.
Yeah, good round from Pleasant, good round from Karis as well, getting those two individual frags in the beginning of the round, just holding back that push just a little bit, allowing his teammates to rotate in, and really nice play in the end there by Pleasant, just using that position to his perfect, to the perfect round really from him. And there we go with the replay. That's a weird replay. But yeah, of course, just showcasing that they're just dropping these weapons around, making sure that JC Watkins constantly on that AWP, and that is an important factor because that is the weapon that he is good with. He's decent with an AK-47, but you see the real difference when you get him on an AWP.
Just showing how the safeties hang out.
Yeah.
50 years ago in black and white with that replay. It's a good old throwback. Anyway, getting into this next round here, QWERTY were able to reinvest once again, but it already has not started off well with Slap. They brought it down to 48 HP, I believe, through them shooting the AK through the wall there. So they bring it down low. Pleasant, he just spotted the one guy peeking into the back halls there, so he's going to toss out the Molotov to prevent them from pushing in. And this is already being sort of red here. While they won't fully rotate in, Pleasant's already got an idea about what could be coming his way.
He's holding this down perfectly, and there's a teammate rotating to upper on that B bombs, and that's going to be Golden. So now they have one player in each position, and that should be enough to at least get the first couple of frags and just stop this push coming in. Here we go, flashes coming in, one guy lower pushing in. That's going to be, well, Slap going down early on, and now it's going to be incredibly hard for QWERTY to get anything done.
Move in, Pleasant waiting for more. He's going to be able to pick up a second frag now against Makalele. QWERTY sneak themselves into the site. They can at the very least go for the plant. Wen's going to act as a distraction as he takes down Boatin over on the outer side. Peter's actually found a kill, but they don't realize that Pleasant has snuck around. Thankfully, he whiffs his opening spray, so they certainly know he's here now, and Adder's going to finish the job, but still, Karis has picked up 2 more kills, and now it's all on Wenton, he's not even in the site right now. He's way over here. He just got to the box halls. He's got a Molotov this time to be able to toss over the bomb. CTs do not have one to work with, but he's going to roll out here. They're already well on their way to defusing it, though. And Wenton, he takes way too long. He gets that first kill, but is then taken down by Karis. And it's still going to be another round for the guys on Fnatic Academy.
Yeah, that's the problem with planning on the middle of that bomb train. If you have a player that's playing that flank role and he's suddenly in a 1v2, then he has to rotate and rotate in towards the bomb site. He can't just look upper or look lower and peek that bomb out that way. He has to rotate into the bomb site and kill the guy defusing. So that's a risky move, and that will allow Fnatic Academy to get on 6-0. And, well, the bomb is, of course, being planted, so money is existing for QWERTY. But right now, they don't really need money. Of course, they need that, but they also need rounds. They need to get on the scoreboard and at least get one round to see, okay, we can actually do this. That's going to do wonders for their self-confidence also. But so far, Fnatic Academy have been shutting them down.
JC Watkins just spotted the player that managed to sneak in under his nose here now as he sees those players from the T side moving closer. What he doesn't realize, though, is just how close they are. He can hear them now as they get close, and JC Watkins off of the green train gets the no-scope onto Peta. Looked like he was going to go down, but it's not the case. Unfortunately, though, he's lost 2 more of his teammates in the process, and as he tries to sneak out, he goes down. But Golden's looking to save the day as he just took down Makalele and Slap, evens it out, back down to the 2v2. He's going to sneak around E-Box here. It actually clips off a little bit of damage on Wenton there as he tries to fall back into T-Comp, but the damage is traded just as evenly onto him. It's 2 versus 2, with 1 player on either team down to about 50.
See here, Adam trying to edge it in with his AK-47, will take down Pleasant, and now it's looking really good. This is one of the better late rounds here we have for QWERTY. 2v1, Golden on 47, only 1 flashbang, doesn't even have a kid either, and they do have that bomb still with them on Wenton, so this is actually looking doable for QWERTY. Looks like they could grab their first round of this second map.
Golden caught off guard there, so Adder will finish the job, and QWERTY now, after many, many rounds, just like our last map to a certain degree, is going to put the guys from QWERTY back on the board.
Not a lot of celebration in the QWERTY camp. That round didn't really matter that much to them. They just needed it and then move on, because there's no reason to clap being behind 1-6 here on train. But if they get a couple more, you'll probably see them get a bit more excited. But right now, they're still down pretty much unless they get something more done, because it hasn't looked so good for them so far, and definitely also has to tilt them a little bit that they've been so close for many, many rounds, especially the first 2. And right now, luckily, since the rounds have been so close, Fnatic Academy will be on this scrappy buy on pistols and FAMAS, so they could string 2 together right now, QWERTY.
Plus, and again, checking very quickly over there for the eventual push into the box halls. He spotted it on its way. But with the minimal investment here, he's going to be very, very careful. He only has that 1 smoke, and he's currently the solo player in the site. Now, we did get the rotation from Golden moving its way in. Waited a few seconds, and it's a good thing, too, as it was just when these guys were about to actually push out of the ramp that he throws the smoke down. Now, there's obviously going to be some uncertainty in the QWERTY camp as to whether they actually want to push through this or not, how many players may be stacked on this site. So this is kind of going back to a more common strat we were seeing from QWERTY when they're actually losing by quite a bit. They started to play with A a bit more, and that's where they finally found their success. But out goes Pleasant. He picks up the 1, but quick rotations move in. There's Golden with a nice headshot, though, connecting 1 of the Slap. He's got a lot more work to do, and obviously he needs to buy a lot more time, but that's not going to play out. Makalele will take him down. Here comes the flank, though, from Karis over here. He's managed to work his way into the box halls, and there's another player on the way, too. Unfortunately, the player on the front end, that's JG Walkings, he's gone down, and Karis with an AK, he's going to have to do massive damage. Gets the first one, transfers the spray onto the second, and there's only one more to go! He's going to shut it down! Karis goes huge, and single-handedly destroys the offensive from QWERTY.
What a round from Karis there. Has had a beast of a game so far here on Train and just locks that down with a triple kill in the end and just basically one-handedly destroys QWERTY. And they did not count on that flank coming in. They were all three looking toward the end of the bomb trains, towards that CT spawn, looking for that normal push coming in from the CTs. But Karis just jumps in, gets the first, gets the second, and then in the third after re-peeking. And didn't even need his teammate to back up from lower. He just took it all on his own.
Pause coming in now from the guys on QWERTY, very much so needed.
Yeah.
After finally finding success and seeming like they're actually going to have a pretty easy time of closing out that consecutive round there, just destroyed on a massive flank, which they did not account for at all. Adder tries to stop it at first, but it just happens so quickly, and they are not able to stop it.
And the question is also, are they going to buy here? Because they could do one of these that we've seen so far a lot of times, these scrappy buys where they get 2 or 3 AKs and utility. But they could also just do a Tech 9 utility push, maybe do that wall of smokes outside to get that bomb down, and then get money to buy maybe a double up setup on the T side in that next coming round. So that's probably what they're talking about right now. And generally also just taking a breather. It's very important when you get behind like this. Just take a breather and reset your mind and then come into the next round and say, okay, this is 0-0. We forget everything that's happened so far and we go into this like this was a new game.
So Karis, definitely the big man on the field so far for Fnatic Academy in this match. 11-6, I believe, is his current scoreline.
Definitely, he's been looking quite good, and he was actually already top of the scoreboard before he got that 3K in the end, and that certainly did help getting his position even further up.
We're still seeing Plesson remain as a consistent force too. He's been doing a really good job of playing up close onto that ramp position in the B side, sort of acting as a solo player when need be. And I mean, the other problem here too is again, much like Cash, QWERTY's not doing a really great job of keeping their strats a mystery. They're sort of playing into it. So constantly, the guys on Fnatic Academy are getting these early spots. Their aggression is working out for them. You know, these players holding the close angles, they're getting the intel early on, and then it's very easy for them to rotate into it and read it properly. So they're given, you know, infinite amount of time to set up for retakes round after round again.
Yeah, definitely. This is looking like it's playing into the ball court of Fnatic Academy. This is not a map that you would usually see a new team like QWERTY be very confident on. And so far, they're not looking very confident at all. We haven't seen that much from them strategically. They're not winning the duels that they need to win. In some rounds they are, but it's the question of can they do that consistently? And that's just not possible for them so far. So it's definitely looking hard. And you can see the QWERTY players, they're not satisfied at all. They definitely want to do better coming into these next coming rounds. In this map number 2, looks like we're almost ready to go. And we're now back in it, round number 9. QWERTY versus Fnatic Academy map 2.
QWERTY also, I think, have completely avoided Ivy too so far. I don't think they played
100%.
I don't think they played a single player towards it yet. So that's another area of the map that they've basically ignored on this T side. They've just been going for very direct defaults on A, and then he rushes into the B side. But Fnatic, I mean, again, they've got the read on this. Now they're going to fully commit 2, and they've got 1 sitting at the backside. Plesson, he's just going to rack these kills up. 2, 3 already for Plesson, and Golden up on top has picked up a 4th. The 5th guy, Pita, is unfortunately stuck between a rock and a hard place here. There's nowhere for him to go, and Golden will get his 2nd kill, the 5th overall, and another easy one for Fnatic Academy.
Yeah, pat those stats. Eco-frags, man, are the best.
Absolutely.
Get you high on that HLTV.org ranking list, you know. Just getting those stats there. But of course, in a round like this, Plesson, there's just no way that QWERTY can do anything against that. He even gets the nade down the timing perfectly before they push into his UMP 45 and does even more damage, so it's even easier for him to gun them down. But now we do see Michael with the AWP.
See Makalele moving in too, hunting for an early frag, but none to be seen, and taking a little bit of damage from the Molotov. It's not anything too big, gets out of it quickly enough. Again though, JZ Walking's punishing the earlier player that tries to move back in. They finally try to use Ivy, and he takes down 1. That's how it's gone down. Makalele's been punished by Karis from up on top of Heaven too. They're already down to 3, and we're only like 15 seconds into the round. Perfect flashbang from the CTs. The bomb goes down. I believe Karis would have spotted it, and it doesn't even matter. Karis is walking up here. Pita and Venton have both gone down to him. All of the E-box pressure is gone. I don't think Slap has been revealed yet, but still, this is tough. 1v5, nice tap. However, on to Plesson, making it into a 1v3. Tries to do it again, but this time it's going to miss. All 3 of the remaining players are still at full HP, and finally, he meets his end at the hands of JZ Walking.
I really like the thinking that I think is going on right now in Fnatic. It might be the coach saying this, but basically when QWERTY takes a timeout, they say, okay, they're probably going to run something standard on this save round they had before, but when they do the buy round, they probably have something special in store. So what's the one area where they haven't gone before? That's Ivy, and they put 2 players down. That's disgusting, that shot. But they put 2 players down towards Ivy, so they make absolutely sure that if they try something funny in an area they haven't gone before, they can lock it down completely. And they get that first kill there. And just having those 2 players on the Ivy towards that outer bomb side just perfectly, just saves them the round and just takes it once again. Fnatic Academy 9-1 right now, forces QWERTY on another eco. This is not looking good at all.
Button now is going to be watching out for the Ivy pressure since QWERTY, after the pause, just as we were talking about it, finally do decide to use it a little bit more here. Unfortunately, these eco rounds have not been met with much success so far. They were expecting the Opera to be playing it, and that's why they did the run boost over top to make it a little bit harder and hoping that they can bait out the shot and then counter it, but it's not the case now. JZ Walkings is really here more for support and to find the guys peeking out from T-Con, which he's going to do that with ease. Ooh, that's an uncharacteristic miss from him, and also the second one too. He's going to go down to Adder. Thankfully, Boten is here. He is able to move in and trade things out, but Venton also steals a kill off of Karis, taking him down further behind E-Box. A 3v2, and Boten spots one, but he's not down at 20 HP. He's going to have to molly this off. Kind of duck down for now, but no, they're going to continue to chase through that. And PETA leaping through, grabs the kill into Boten. Golden, however, is taking down Venton. So once more, like many rounds of the past, it goes into the hands of PETA. They clutch this out 1v2, and he's going to go down to Pleston. A shot from super long range to finish him off.
And they grab the AWP from that Ivy and drop it onto JC Walkings, or drop it onto JC Walkings to begin the next round. So they still have that economy going. There's no reason for them to spend any extra money because they aren't really that strong on the cash. Like Pleasant is 2.9, despite them being in the lead 1-10, and it's going to be a bit hard for him to regain that control. But luckily, some of his teammates are around 10k, 7k, so money isn't that big of an issue. But still, you don't want to throw away an AWP, and they don't.
And we can see now Boten is actually tired of this Ivy aggression, so he's just going to play up to it himself here. Moving in, the flashbang actually hits the tees there. It's perfectly played out. Unfortunately, they're a little bit too far back to be capitalized on by Boten here, but still, he knows something's amiss. He throws at the flash. This might be a little bit late. No, actually, he gets the first one. He almost picks up the second one. Adder is there to trade, but he's going to be restrained now because of that one, and that'll certainly buy some time for the CTs.
And Karis now taking care of this Ivy, holding 2 angles right now. He's holding Pop Dog and Ivy at the same time. So if they do a split towards that outer bomb side, then Karis is going to be in a lot of trouble. JC Walken's holding very closely with that AWP. So an outer split right now would actually do wonders for QWERTY because they have 2 man stacked on that inner bomb side because they're, of course, worried about that push. But JC Walken shuts Michaelele down, and that's not a good start.
The bomb, I think they might have spotted off of that one too, so now they know, generally speaking, where the play is going to be working its way towards. It could still change, however, so we won't see any adjustments, but getting the spot on the field line certainly helps. JC Walkings, though, actually caught up by that flashbang. He'll throw the Molotov out, but he's destroyed by Venton. Pleston and Karis, though, are still doing a fantastic job of holding onto this site, and Karis is just going to swing out from the green train to find that last kill. Slap goes down, and it's another one for Fnatic Academy as they go 11-1 against QWERTY here.
It's a hard knock life, and
a pineapple.
Yeah.
Why did someone bring a pineapple?
I don't know, man. I had pineapple in the green room. That was amazing.
It's like a really small pineapple.
I don't know, man. This is not the Caribbean, so maybe the pineapples don't get that large here. Not even sure if pineapples are from the Caribbean.
Can you grow pineapples in Germany?
You can grow them in greenhouses, so you can grow them anywhere.
Yeah. Big trees, though.
Yeah, that is actually true. But right now, back into the game. Enough to talk about the pineapples. We have 5 AKs and almost no utility on this QWERTY side. And as I was about to say, it's really a hard knock life right now for QWERTY. They're just getting wrecked everywhere they pretty much go. And they have some close rounds, but it doesn't really matter if you can't really clutch these rounds in the end. So, yeah, already losing 1 man. That's Michaelele going a bit too aggressive, not waiting for the rest of his team. And Slap going down to 4 HP. Still loads of utility on this CT side, so it's going to be incredibly hard for them to get into this bomb side and even get the bomb down. They're probably going to be shot down before that happens.
You can see now, again, they are getting prepared to move into it, but 2 here for Fnatic are ready for it. They've got players watching both of those angles, and QWERTY are doing a really good job of trying to box this out. Look at it, they have 0 utility. They just have to rush this, and I mean, Fnatic still is playing to throw in their direction here too. So it's a bit stalemated right now. They're hoping the delay forces some of these players back, but there's Venton, though, opening things up on upper. He's going to act as a distraction. Now the guys on lower move in, and Pleston, he doesn't know which way to cover, so he's going to get taken down by Adder. This is exactly what they wanted here. The clean entry, and it's given them the chance to win the round. However, the rotations are now here. Karis moving in. He's picked up 2. Venton has found his second, though, against JZ Walkings. But Karis moving forward now. He's going to have to watch out for these players, which are taking new positions behind the tanker that he's not aware of. It's going to be rough for him to make any more impact, but there's Botan moving in now. It falls to Adder at 45 HP. He's not giving himself up yet. He's playing this very well, but he cannot pick up the kills when it matters. Karis ends up with 3 on this round, and they're going to defuse it yet again, go 12-1.
And of course, it's nice to see QWERTY getting close and get the bomb down in these rounds. But let's be honest, that was not due to the fact that QWERTY was playing this one well. That was due to the fact that Fnatic were just unlucky with the timing and messing up a bit. So I'm really still left with the thought that I have not seen anything from QWERTY so far on this T side that is going to make me think, okay, they actually have a decent fighting chance. I'm waiting on the CT side because that has to be absolutely magnificent for them to have a chance. But on the T side so far, QWERTY has been looking absolutely terrible.
And Karis now doesn't even care anymore. He's going to move himself up aggressively to play to the E-box this time. He knows that he has full control over these guys, and getting an aggressive play like this would certainly help out to just completely break the morale of QWERTY. However, QWERTY aren't really moving into those positions to play to that yet. Like, most of them are hanging out in the white halls and leading up to the box halls here too early on. Kind of playing it by ear still, as they've got that one guy still sitting at T-Con.
Golden Hinge holding the angle. They have, once again, they have these support systems playing 2x2. And Golden holding up by that L-box and just has a teammate with him. So it's not really a big problem if they push out at the same time, these terrorists, because this support structure of him and Karis can just hold it down. And they even have another pairing down towards the Ivy that can also help them out. And then they, of course, have the lone playing JC Watkins with the AWP on the inner bomb side who can take the first drag and then call for the retakes from the teammates. And actually, the call comes in now, one of the player rotating from that electric box position into the connector. But now the push comes outside and they have to all rotate towards A.
This is where the bite back comes in on Karis playing that aggressively here. JZ Watkins has to save it as they've lost Botan, but oh, he gets one through the smoke. That's 2 for him now. Unfortunately, his teammates aren't able to impact as well. Pleston goes down. It's just him in the 1v3. He tries to flick on to Peta, but it's not going to play off. And the guys from QWERTY finally pick up a second round.
Slight correction there. It was actually Pleston playing inside, not JC Watkins, because he was, of course, on that Ivy, where he's been playing for pretty much the entire half and just wrecking people left, right, and center. But we got something. We got something from QWERTY now. JC Watkins trying his best, but actually really nice execute towards the outer side. Even forced the rotation from the players on that electric box double team to rotate inside. And when that rotate happened, they actually pushed outside. So the timing was really good from QWERTY, and something we haven't seen so far from them. So there is still hope. It's a slight hope, but it still exists.
And Makalele sneaking up here too to challenge things with Adder. Back over here by the Ivy position. Botan is going to be waiting for them, and the timing on the smoke is flawless, so they won't be able to impact on much for now unless they do decide to push through that, which is a slight possibility here as they now go for the boost. Mainly just trying to peer over the smoke, but Botan as well. Smart about that one. They won't play against that. However, Makalele actually got hit there. He's on a 2 HP now, so he'll have to back away from this one big time. Yeah,
definitely. 2 HP with an AWP. Still can do some damage because of the way that the AWP pretty much works. If you miss one shot, you're basically dead either way. So that's probably, if you had to have one of your players taken out to 2 HP, Makalele right now would probably be the one that you want that happen to because of his role and his weapon he's playing right now. But look at that, JC Watkins not playing with the orb, playing very close range towards his T-Con.
He still waits for them to eventually move back in here. 45 seconds left. QWERTY are still trying to figure out how exactly they're going to move into this A site. But they need to make a move soon with the time getting lower and lower here. Peta, though, has seemingly snuck in through Z. Karis goes for the check on it, but he's able to readjust, and that's where he's going to pick up the kill. And he also had another teammate there as an insurance policy. T-Con, however, is where most of the pressure is going to be moving in from, and Botan strikes first there. He takes down Adder. Karis still on top of the green train. He's caught out by Slap, who pushes over there out from the ladder position, but now they're going to boost the guy on Ticket, but they see this coming too. Slap not only gets him, but he gets the guy that boosted him up. That's Golden gone down. It's all on Botan now in the 1v1, and Slap has utility advantage. He's got HP advantages, everything going for him, but Botan doesn't actually see him there behind the bomb train, but he does get the angle advantage, and that's where he's going to destroy Slap and pick up yet another round for Fnatic Academy, and now for the second time reset QWERTY after they pick up their round.
I really like this hold there from Fnatic Academy, but because technically they could have dropped an AWP for JC Watkins, but then they would have lacked utility, but they decided to go for the utility and then put JC Watkins on an M4, playing in him kind of an aggressive position. Sadly for them, he doesn't really do much from that, but still doing that call of, okay, let's not put him on an AWP and get full utility. In my opinion, that's a better call 9 times out of 10.
So with the halftime being very much so in the favor of Fnatic Academy, it is now their set to lose, let alone their map to take here. As this was QWERTY's pick, but it's not seeming like that T side really held too much for them. Now we'll have to hope they bring something special on the second half, as things are looking grim.
Yeah, the one good thing for QWERTY right now is that Wenton has actually started up. He's really doing well. Stats-wise, he's been looking terrible from the basically first 2 maps in this tournament, but right now on this map, I think he's gotten double the frags that he'd gotten in the 2 maps before this. I think he was on 7 frags in total for the 2 first maps in this tournament, and so far he's on 15 to 13, actually the top fragger for QWERTY right now. So he's doing well. The rest of the team not doing that much. It's also hard, like 2 rounds, there's really not a lot you can read into that. They've been close a couple of times, that's true, but a CS game is won and lost on these clutches. And if you can't win the clutch scenarios, if you can't win the 1v1s, the 2v2s and stuff like that, you're just not going to win games and you're just not going to win tournaments.
We're getting into the second half now. If Fnatic Academy claim this pistol, it is essentially all but over unless there's an upset in the second round from QWERTY. And they invest pretty easily too here. The single kit coming in there on the Pita. Slap gets aggressive, however, pushes all the way up the ramp, and this is a big challenge. They've also got 2 guys over here down below in the ladder room. They call it out there. Harris is going to find Slap, but they've got a guy further back there in the box holes. He's going to be taken down too. In comes the flank though, but they don't get the Karras is right up front. He's able to pull out his pistol, take down Adder, and now he switches out to the USB too. The second guy that was there doesn't even get a chance at the action. Benton's far gone from this one, and he re-peeks. It goes right into Plesson's headshot. Everything is on Pita now, but they had a great setup, just such a poor execution upon it. And off of that, Fnatic Academy are going to waltz right through this pistol round.
How do you not get Karras killed in that position? He wanted to pick up the USPS, did not get it, was with the knife, actually saw the CTs, heard the CTs coming in, goes for the Glock. And before he actually gets the Glock, they have the opportunity to kill him. But that just doesn't happen. He even has time to switch up, goes for the Glock, gets a frag, and switch back to the USPS. That was just weird.
Hitboxes.
Hitboxes, man.
Clearly.
Thank you, Gaben.
Well, now we will see Fnatic Academy on their second round here. QWERTY have invested, but Fnatic don't seem to care. Golden's walking right out here, gets himself an easy spot behind the E-Box. Makalele has found some luck so far here with this Deagle play, and he's going to be able to pick up not 1, but 2 kills now. Karras and Plesson, and Karras again, they're trading out those frags, but Slap rolling it on the backside. However, he's not the last one alive in the 1v2. Finds an AK, they're both lined up, but he does great damage to Karras, bringing him down to 18 HP. He too, however, is low at 25. And he has to hold in this position. The smoke will allow him to cross, give him a bit more of a playground to work with. But still, so much is a mystery to him now that he smoked it off. There's the first kill, though. And I'm not sure if he's spotted the second, but he should know that he's out there now from the gunshot spraying in. He does not want to peek it, though. There's still so much time left. He can basically take this into ad infinitum, but no! It's not going to play out, and Golden is going to shut him down. Fnatic Academy will take the round, although it is very close.
Oh, that was really a close one, to be honest. Makalele trying his very, very best, coming in with 2 huge deagle kills to the beginning of that. And I actually really like the way that Slap played that round, coming in from behind, getting 1 kill, effectively a 1v3, getting the first one, then throwing down the smoke, and then goes for the second as well, but doesn't get it. But look at that from Makalele. Despite his team not being up to snuff, he is up to snuff with the deagles in that round.
So let's take a look here now. Fnatic Academy are just going to shut it down right here. If QWERTY still has something to fight against, they'd have to go 13 rounds straight to be able to take this into OT. Adder finding the first kill. Pleston trades, though, as he pushes the short lane. He gets a second one against Adder. They know there is another guy still sitting on that bomb train. Pleston at 17 HP destroys Wenton with the Glock in hand. And now there's only 2 left standing for QWERTY here. It's not looking good. They've battled their best, but they're down to 1. And it's all on Slap, and they've already got a player paying attention to it. He tries to play this out. Gets the first kill. The final 2 know he's here, but he dinks Spoten. He actually brings him down to 2 HP. Swinging out, though, is going to be the rough part. There goes the nade. That should be a Kobe, and in fact it is. He's only got Karras to worry about here, but this peak is so crucial. It's free for him. Karras fell back behind that orange train, and he picks up an AK too, and he's got a little bit of utility to toss back out, but he needs this kill in the next couple seconds. He's got a kip, but that's still not going to buy him enough time, and now he sticks it here, goes off it for a second. He saw Karras peek behind him, but no, he doesn't even have enough time anyway. Karras is going to shut down the final kill, and Fnatic Academy will take this first set 2-0. They will move forward in the tournament, and unfortunately for QWERTY, they'll be our first team eliminated here at DreamHack Leipzig.
Yeah, what a game, what a game. And Fnatic Academy, after having a terrible start to the tournament, dismantles pretty much QWERTY, and there is that's of course sad to see, but there is definitely a clear victor in this one. There's definitely a clear best Swedish team in this tournament so far, and it is Fnatic Academy. Of course, sad to see. Commiserations to QWERTY. They tried their very best, but I think this team needs some more practice. But definitely when they get that practice in, I'm sure these are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future. For this tournament, not right now, but definitely big congratulations to Fnatic.
A rough start indeed for QWERTY. I think the problem is just too new of a roster. Didn't rehearse this their play on their maps enough, and it just became, on both maps, really very simple to read for the leaders on Fnatic Academy. You just get the lock on them, especially on T sides, and pretty much shut them down from that point forward. They didn't really make up much of a contest on that front.
Definitely, but apart from the fact that in the beginning games we saw Fnatic, the only ones really doing work with JC Wilkins, but in these games we actually see some of the other players really step up and doing really nice work. JC Wilkins, of course, did very well, and well, he has 99 problems and the team QWERTY isn't really one, but the rest of his teammates were actually really doing work, and I have to say kudos to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, going into this tournament, the big question was if JC Wilkins was going to be able to formulate well into this team. We saw how well he did in his last sort of highlightable land performance, which was back at that other Mountain Dew League land that happened at Poland a couple months ago, and he shows up here. I think a little bit of a slower start in his first game, but you know, playing beautifully here and certainly making himself a highlight player in that match.
Yeah, but right now we do have Apala on the stage right now, ready for a winner's interview, so let's head it over to him and see what the winner has to say.
Indeed, that is correct. I'm here with Golden right after their victory over QWERTY. That was a very exciting matchup for you guys. That second map looked extremely, extremely strong. What was going through your heads as you were playing?
After we won cash, we were just thinking it's 0-0. We have to do our best, and we knew they didn't have anything on train. I just would play our game.
How many maps are you guys comfortable with when you're playing? Like, how many maps in the rotation of the 7 are you guys prepared for? Because that was their pick, train, but it looked so strong for you guys.
I would say 6 maps, but we have a stand-in right now, so it's been a bit tough, but we are managing through it.
Yeah, maybe you can elaborate a bit on that, the fact that you guys are an academy team for Fnatic, one of the most storied esports organizations out there. How is the kind of structure of your team? What does it mean to be an academy team, and kind of like how does that whole situation work?
Well, I would say just they made the academy team to be like upcoming talents from Sweden, and I mean just pick the most upcoming players and just made a team out of it, and hoping they will be upcoming stars in the future.
It does seem that that is the direction you guys are going in. And now next, how much potential do you think you guys have as a team? Of course, you do have a stand-in at the moment, but that aside, like how far can you guys go?
I would say we hope at least semi-finals, but after that we take one match at a time. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Now, is it a worry for teams like you guys, academy teams, that let's say you have a star that starts shining brighter than everyone else, even though you guys are a fantastic team? This is just a hypothetical situation, that a bigger team, a bigger organization could come along and be like, we want to buy that guy, or we want to take him away, and then the team might break down. For instance, already Plesson has a bit of a reputation out there. He was standing in for the actual Fnatic team, etc. Like, what if, you know, these big organizations come and try to poach your players?
If
poach even you, maybe, Golden, who knows?
If we would get the offer from the top teams, I mean, you have to think a bit selfish, but that's what I want to, you want to take the opportunity, but we have told, said in a team, we won't take any offer that is not the top offer, so we want to play as a team and continue to play as a team as long as possible, and we hope to, our goal is to play as a team in being a major in 2017, late 2017 maybe. So we've been working hard.
That's an awesome goal. Final couple questions then from me. What is the average age of your team right now? What are the ages of you guys, the players?
Everyone thinks that we are so young, but we are around our 19s, 17 to 22.
Okay, cool. And then final question, you will be playing LDLC in a best of 3. What are your thoughts on those guys and as an opponent, and do you think it's likely you can get the victory against them?
Yeah, I mean, we will get our revenge, definitely. We just had a bad game on the first day. We had played with a stand-in, and it was a bit off, but now we are getting our confidence back up, so we feel pretty confident facing them.
Of course. Well, congratulations then, Golden. Do you want to say anything to the fans? We've had an amazing crowd already for this first best of 3, and they were getting very loud when you guys were doing well, so maybe anything to them, anyone watching, the Fnatic fans out there?
Yeah, we thank all the Fnatic fans and everyone here cheering for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Golden. Thank you so much to the crowd. Make sure you do not go anywhere. We have more amazing best of 3s to come today. For now, though, let's head back to Red Eye and the guys on the desk.
Yes, thank you very much, Pana, on the main stage there. Congrats to Fnatic Academy. They are 2-0 winners in their elimination game, and that is it for QWERTY. I don't know about QWERTY, it's more like AFK in that game or something, or F4, F10. I don't know what was going on. That must be soul-destroying for them.
Paul, I think the problem is not much was going on at all on their side. I think that was the real problem. Slap was pretty good in that series. After this time, wasn't doing much. Everybody else was sort of invisible. I made a tweet about Wenton. He was completely gone out of the server in the first map as he was in the earlier game yesterday. So just not a good debut for that team. I mean, granted, they're a brand new team, so even though they say they've been thinking about it for a while and playing together for a bit, they probably weren't that well prepared. So hopefully they can bounce back. But I mean, this just wasn't a good showing for them. And
No,
that's all you can really say about it. Right?
I think to put it in context, Funge, these are players that have done well. Many of these players have done well in the past. They've got high profiles. You expect more from them. That's why we're kind of disappointed with the way that they've played here.
Yeah, I think the lack of prep really hurts, you know. So I'm not too disappointed in them, and they shouldn't be too disappointed in themselves.
Just me and Tommy then.
I like looking on the bright side, and I think
right.
Fnatic Academy, they really impressed me. They're a completely different team from yesterday. It's like day and night. Yesterday they got completely manhandled by ODLC, and today they look like really strong and structured, and it wasn't just Jay-Z getting the frags, it was everybody. And I was really impressed with, like, I'm going to try and massacre this. It's,
Go on.
Borton? I'm trying to. There's Swedes here who are telling me I think that's how you say it. He on train for me was an awesome player. He weathered the storm for them in the first 6 rounds. He had 2 rounds really early where he got the defuse and basically won the 1v1s, and he held them in that map early, and then the rest of the team were able to compose and take it on from there.
Yeah, and in terms of any scrap of highlight for QWERTY, was there anything that they could think, well, actually we can build from that?
As a team, I really don't think so. I mean, even on cash, it seems like a lot of the rounds they won. They won the pistol round on the CT half. They won the second round buy in the terrorist half, and then 2 save rounds. So they got 9 rounds, but 6 of those were sort of scrappy as a result of single round wins. So as a team, they really don't have a lot to build off on this. But individually, I think it's probably one of the first bigger tournaments for Slap. He did fairly well here. Obviously, Adder had a good showing yesterday. So it's good to get the confidence up of the 2 guys who haven't really experienced anything yet. The other guys have already, obviously, as you mentioned, played international tournaments. They've had their good runs. So there's something to work with there, but they're going to need more time.
We mentioned a few players yesterday in Fnatic when we saw there was some highlights that we thought, okay, well that kind of looks good, and yeah, they've got to stand in, and it's a little bit messy at times, and some mistakes creeping in. Much better execution today, particularly on Train, which wasn't even their map either.
Yeah.
And in particular, Karis, who seemed to be everywhere.
Yeah, he was running away with it, like in the second half of the first half, if that makes sense. He had on the 8th round, I think we might have the replay here. This one he was retaking, they were on a force buy, and he came in to get these 3 kills to clean up the round and get the defuse. It basically cemented the half for them. From here, they were just in control. You know, they're winning a round that they shouldn't win, and they'd had such a struggle before that. This was the turning point for me, where I thought, oh, this is all over already.
Yeah, it was. Even when QWERTY got a break like that and they got a bomb plant on the inner, you just never felt comfortable that they were going to secure the site. Yeah.
Getting the bomb site is obviously the first part of the battle, but like a map like Train, where holding the inside site, it's quite difficult without utility if you can't cut off CT connector or use smokes to push yourself up and get in a better position. It's really easy for the CTs to methodically retake, and you talk about it, you say, when we come through, we're basically going to take a lane each and slowly push up, and then if you know, if you're prepped in a team and you know, okay, well, my guy who rotates from Ivy, he's going to go towards the high ramp side of things. When he dies, you know to immediately look towards that part of the map. And that's like the theoretical Counter-Strike, you know, talking about things and actually understanding how your teammates are going to retake. And it's a lot of prep, but that's what you need to do to be a good team.
And then when you get a guy like that who just comes blasting into the site and kills everyone, it's kind of out the window, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's relatively frustrating.
Yeah.
The thing is, bomb plants alone don't really mean that much, because you can always get a bomb plant on Train if you want to, pretty much. You can smoke both sides to the extent that you're going to be able to get the bomb down, and you can sort of make it feel like you're close to winning it. But it doesn't really necessarily mean that you're even close to getting there, because a lot of these teams, they're so good at retaking, for example, the inner side, that they just let you sort of have it. They only play one guy who's sort of delaying them, and then like Chad explained, they just methodically take over the side. It's the same outside. If you hit the outer side with the perfect smokes all over, you're basically always going to get the bomb planted, but the 5v5 retake is going to be incredibly tough. So sometimes it might actually make more sense to play in a style where perhaps you don't get as many bomb plants, but maybe those 5 rounds and a half where you attack alley, you go somewhere else, you're going to be able to get a couple of entries, and then you get a more favorable bomb plant situation.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the statistics from the matchup. 19 rounds in the entire tournament, unfortunately. QWERTY was all they were able to manage. Slap having a very good series, though, picking up 37 for 37. The bottom half of the scoreboard though. Karis, 45-32, very nice, 1.7 KDA from him.
And we don't see it from here, but Karis actually had 111 ADR across the whole series. It's just a massive damage dealer in this game.
Yeah, and when you've got a player doing that, it's relatively easy for the other guys to come in and start finishing players off.
It doesn't really show up here, but JC Walkings really had an amazing game, especially on Cash. He had so many rounds. He had the opening pistol round when he got 4 USP headshots, and he had so many op kills when QWERTY was attacking the A side. He would always get 2 kills, and he would always force them to get stuck in bad positions. They would always be around quarter behind the red box. They wouldn't be able to sort of take over the site and expand to more favorable post-plant positions.
That's difficult to say.
Can't speak.
That's always a fun one.
But yeah, I mean, he had a really good series there, and obviously he already played well yesterday, but today he had the support of everybody, including Plessen, and he sort of took his own game to a next level as well.
And I think as well, like watching these like newer generation of players, and it's at the top level now as well. But for me, as when I was playing, I'm pretty ancient, right? They were saying they're not young, but they're definitely young. What do you say, 19?
I'm staying quiet.
So when you watch these guys, you might not notice it, but they all like if you compare, say, JZ Walkings to Pizza, right? JZ Walkings will jiggle peek every corner, baiting out shots, right? And they like, and Borton had some rounds where he was outside on train, where he was pre-shooting corners and stuff. But with players who are older than 1.6 players, you don't really want to be like jiggle peeking a corner because you get punished by getting spammed through the wall. And you play that for such a long period of time, it's kind of ingrained in your brain. Whereas these guys are like CSGO players. Like they know how to play CSGO, right? So there's a difference between knowing how to play CS and knowing how to fundamentally play CSGO like on a mechanical level.
Okay. Always interesting to get the insights of both Sponge and Lepus. We'll get more of them, of course, after the break. We'd also want to hear your thoughts on the matches today as well via all the usual social media channels. And if you're going to use the Twitter, make sure you use the hashtag #DHOpen. We'd love to hear from you on your thoughts of the opening match of the day. Disappointing QWERTY, but a brilliant Fnatic Academy. We are heading to a break right now. When we come back, however, it's another large game. This time, it's Big from Germany who are in action. No doubt going to get plenty of support from the crowd as they go head-to-head in their lower bracket match. It's elimination time here at DreamHack Open. We'll see you in a few.